because of the fact that the world has become a small village, really. So now you need to acquire more skills to your set of skills that you have already, and acquire more values and add them to the values that you have already. So what I am saying is that when you get these skills and values from other societies and cultures, and when you combine these skills and values to your own skills and values, you will have an amazing result. So we are counting on you, on your enthusiasm, in order to face the obstacles of the future. As for Laura, you were asking about the political solution. There is no fixed political solution. There is no one fixed political solution. There is a political solution to each and every crisis. So there is no fixed recipe or prepackaged product for a political solution. It depends on the circumstances of each crisis. If we are talking about a political solution, then the first thing we need to keep in mind is dialogue and ending violence. Dialogue we need to keep in mind is dialogue and ending violence. Dialogue and ending violence. And ending violence. Violence is not the solution. The solution is dialogue, listening to each other. This is what a main element of a political solution would be. Violence is not the solution. The solution is dialogue, listening to each other. This is what a main element of a political solution would be. Thank you. Thank you. I will speak briefly. Firstly, in regards to asylum, this will exist till the end of time. As long as there are conflicts in the world, as long as there is a disagreement or a dispute over power, as long as there are problems when it comes to human rights violations, there will always be displacement and asylum. This will always exist in the world. But we want to minimize the intensity of these vicious attacks against people, especially in the Arab region, because here in Jordan, we are in a region that is aflame. So when we ask ourselves, can Jordan provide for its own youth, never mind the youth of refugees? Well, this is our destiny, and we cannot abandon anybody who is requesting relief. This is a part of our moral fabric. We cannot turn anybody away. Like the doctor said, you cannot close your door and tell your neighbor, well, you're on your own. No, you cannot do this. This is a part of our dictionary, a part of our moral code. So yes, we do need to receive these waves of refugees, and we hope that security and stability, safety and security and stability stays in our country, and we hope that it will prevail over other Arab countries as well. As for political solutions, it means promoting democracy. It means popular engagement in initiatives. It means that people should no longer cling to power in the way that they do. If we had peaceful transitions of power, I think that the situation would be much better than the current situation. So is Jordan an appropriate place? Well, these are our abilities, these are our capabilities. And we are trying to share all of our services and livelihoods with our brother refugees who are here in the country now. Thank you. Like my colleague said, if there are, as long as there is no human rights or no democracy, then there will be refugees. In Europe, when there were wars and conflicts over power, we saw Ukrainians, migrate to the U.S. Einstein was a refugee as well. The key is to abide by human rights, to commit human rights. The most important thing is to abide by the conventions and agreements that we sign or ratify. This is our destiny. Sometimes I think about things, and I think about the Balfour Declaration. And I think to myself, if there was no Balfour Declaration, would we have all of these countries in the region to begin with? There was, of course, the division of countries through borders, and they actually invented our flags. They invented our flags, they drew the flags on a piece of paper, and then it happened. There was the Balfour Declaration and other such schemes. There are dictators. Dictators made us refugees. There are dictators. There are dictators who really cause havoc and chaos in the region. We are lucky to have a stable leadership here, despite all of the problems in the region. You mentioned the unemployment, but luckily we do have some people who are good at leading. I know that people are living through very difficult conditions now, especially the youth. I think that unemployment is at 50% now amongst youth, something like this. But thank God, I mean, people are still getting by. I think the average salary of military personnel is about 280 dinars now, if I'm not mistaken. 280 dinars monthly. But we always need to welcome our guests. We need to keep this in mind. Keep in mind that Jordan can even absorb more people, maybe even 10 million more people. But hopefully those 10 million more would be investors. So thank you very much for your time and for your participation.